Alright guys, what's up? It's 7:30 in the morning, Saturday. Going to Burton's ATV off-road in Mount Olive, Mississippi. And we're gonna see if we can't hit some digs. Alright, so as you can see, he pulled off in this hole, didn't know how deep it was, got high centered, he's rocking. At this point, Ainsworth realizes he's absolutely cooked. He's chopped. It's not going anywhere, so we're walking around trying to get a clip of it. You see the front, dude's high center, he's stuck bad. So yeah, we wind up pulling him out. We pull up at the creek, a little small hole, nothing really bad. If you've been to Burton's, you know exactly where the spot is. This is a little small hole, real soft bottom, so kind of got to watch the throttle when you're going through it. Yeah, pretty much just walked it. Every bike you see on the other side, it already went through it. I was the last one to go through. But got it in first gear, just chilling, very low throttle, and I just come out the other side. There wasn't really a whole lot to that hole. It was nice. Water was freaking cold. If you was there Saturday, you know water was freezing. Got to get better with the clips though, but this is us going out to the pond. The only way I know to describe the pond is it has a michelob tree in it, and yeah, that's where we're gonna. So now we made it to the pond. This is like the first pass I made pulling out in there because I don't know how deep it is. Nobody was even there. I was one of the first in my group to go out there and kind of go across it. Just putting along, trying to see what all I can't get out of it. Ruts in there were terrible where I guess side-by-side guys or whoever Can-Ams went through there just ripping. But messing around, trying to keep it centered. I was having problems out of my fuel pump really early in the day. Wound up getting that sorted out later. We'll get into that whenever the clips come, but it was a pretty eventful day. Guys, I'm pretty new to this, so you're gonna see my kids, you're gonna see my little nephew, you're gonna see all of them. I'm not gonna apologize for it because I love my babies. Alright, but yeah, you already know how it goes. Once you walk it the first time, you come back, got a little bit more confidence. I lost both my Chacos, so that's kind of what I'm doing here in this clip. I'm just driving around. Mind you, I have no idea what's deep, what's not here, but you can see the Chaco floating there. I pick it up, and then I just walk it on back out. But yeah, water here wasn't as cold as it was in the creek. It still had certain spots where it was really cold, but not too deep. I'd say it's waist deep. But you go out past the tree, which I have clips later on in here, and it gets pretty deep. It's about chest deep, neck deep. You'll see later on in the video. My little homie Sawyer, he's one of my really good friends, oldest son. He come riding with us, and you'll see me try to be funny, and all I gotta say is karma is real. But anyways, bike starts running choppy as hell right here. I realized about 20 minutes after this that I had a pinhole in my fuel line. Fuel line was dry rotted, and every time that the bike stood up, it was sucking water in the fuel pump. That's why you see it sit down like that and just die. So yeah, it turned into a rescue mission real quick. So this is a little spot they got there. They call them Twin Peaks, or at least that's what I was told they were called. Water was really low in both holes. We just haven't got a lot of rain. Everything was super dusty. You almost needed like a bandana to ride around without getting choked. But hey, we still had a great time. Not knocking the park. The park can't control the rain, so it's not their fault. Not bashing the park by any means. But holes were still pretty deep here. The holes that are deep were holding water, but they could have been a lot deeper. But I'm getting to the end of the hole here. You can see me, watch the hand. I have to start fluttering. The throttle. It was running so choppy, and it just took me so long to figure out what was going on. I thought I was getting water in my gas. Turns out I was getting water in my fuel pump. This is me riding beside the homie. We didn't know how deep the hole was, nor how bad it was. And if you know, you know. You always want to jump in if the homies are there, help them out. You don't want nobody to sink their stuff. You sink it early in the day, which this was early on. This is probably 10, 12 o'clock in the day. It was super freaking hot. Every one of us got burnt, but you don't ever want one of your homies to sink their stuff. So you always want to be there where you can bail out in there, get them out. Little short clip here of Colby. He was walking across the pond. Dude, this thing had no bottom. Like, you step, you're in up to the knee in mud. Alright, then you got my boy Ainsworth out here walking. This is the shallow side, which doesn't look shallow, but this is the shallow side of Twin Peaks. It kind of makes like a horseshoe. You can go down one side, go around the back. You'll see right here in a minute in the clip. And you can go down the other side. But a pretty nice hole. They both have really nice bottoms in them. The ruts aren't bad at all. So if you're a beginner rider and you want to get out in some water and, you know, not really be terrified by a whole lot of stuff, this would be the holes for you if you went there. And then this is me attempting the same pond that Colby did, and it did not work in my favor whatsoever. It was insane. As you can see right here, homeboy had to come. Bike was running choppy. Mind you, now this is still when I was having terrible problems out of my fuel pump. I don't care. One thing about me is I'm gonna send it. But I wound up just keeping steady throttle to it. I kept it running the whole time. I was working it back and forth. Crush locks and really soft mud do not go good together whenever you cannot find hard bottom. A lot of people want to knock crush locks, but to tell the truth, if you can dig down past the soft stuff and you can hit the bottom, the hard bottom, you're going to crawl the hole every time. Don't care what anybody says. I run them. I mean, you can do it. But in this case, I could not find the bottom. I'm standing and I'm just in mud, and it was suction cupped. It was so bad. It was caking my floorboards. It was all over the rear end. I mean, it was everywhere. He finally gets there. I mean, we're both pushing with everything we got. It is in there. We're barely inching, barely getting anywhere. It took me a solid probably 10-15 minutes to get across this entire hole. Now, mind you, where it's being shot from, my wife's shooting the clip, so yeah. But anyways, it's probably about 200 yards or 150 yards from where she's filming, and that's exactly where I'm going to. And I walked the whole thing without the bike down once with a choppy fuel pump. So I call it a win, but my homeboy had to help me, so really it's a L. If you're wondering why this clip has no audio, I had to turn the volume down because my daughter was wanting to jump off the bank into the water, and my wife didn't know if there were sticks or broken glass or anything like that in there, so she was steadily hollering at her. So yeah, I had to mute this clip. I feel like this is like a D1 Yap session. I don't know, but I'm just going to keep talking. But yeah, Fuller starts rocking to one side. It's going under. At this point, I don't know how it happened. I guess from me jerking it back and forth. I don't know. There's water all on the snorkel. When it comes up right here, you can just see there's mud everywhere.
Watch out, Blake.
Oh my god. That shit comes back.
No wonder you were sinking.
Alright, then as you can see, we finally made it to dry land. Got the exhaust out. I'm draining the air box.
Yeah.
My cousin Bubba's over there. Then you got my boy over here, straight Aura farming with the pump. Look at him, big sexy. Got my daughter in the clip, but going out here to, I guess I'm gonna call it no man's land, dude. Because if you ain't got no snorkel, or you know, you're not you at least don't know what you're doing when it comes to water riding, you don't need to be out here because it is deep and it drops off. Ask me how I know. Kobe found out the hard way. That's all I'm gonna say. But going out there, you know, just kind of taking it easy. Fuel pump's doing really good. It's running good. It's running the way it's supposed to under the water. I'm just kind of creeping out there. Kobe and them's kind of showing me the way to go, pointing like, hey, try it out here first, you know, before you just really get out here and get gone. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all watch the clip without me just yapping. And then mind y'all now, this is a moto right here, CF Moto. My boy snorkeled out and is out there getting it deep. But I circle back. I'm coming back across. Gets a little deeper. I think the deepest I get that like Saturday was probably about shoulder deep. I got neck at one spot, but I don't think we got that on clip because this is my boy Broadway out here filming. So he got there a little late, but yeah. Alright, if you're wondering why you made it this far and you haven't heard any audio, it's because the first one got copyrighted because my homeboy's playing music out of a side-by-side. It's super loud, so I just cut the audio. Anyways, hope y'all even made it this far. But if you've got this far in the video, please consider leaving a like and also subscribing to the channel, because this is going to be a lot of the content that I'm posting literally just focused around ATV and side-by-side and parks around Mississippi. Alright, then here I am trying to be Mr. Cool Guy. I'm coming up after, taking it deep, and then wham! Almost lose it right at the end in freaking mid-tire deep water. Like, I was cooked. They were laughing at me so hard. Then in the next clip coming up, I literally said, how deep is it? And then this is what it turned into. It was a freaking bounty hole, I feel like, for side-by-sides. I was not touching bottom here. The only thing that stopped the whole bike from going under was it was sideways in the hole sitting on the rut. But anyways, that was pretty much the whole day at Burden's. I know the clips are choppy. I know I could do a lot better recording, but I was having a lot of problems out of a bunch of stuff that day. Nothing was kind of going the way we wanted it to. We were steadily working on bikes. I was working on mine. I was honestly like my bike would have died one more time. I was going to load it up on the trailer and I was going to go home anyways. But finally figured out what it was, so the day kind of, you know, chilled out a little bit. We got some good clips in, and it's just everybody was everywhere. I'm gonna try to get some better content for my next video. This is not the best introduction video that I can do, but yeah, that's pretty much our whole ride at Burden's. We just like to go deep, and that's all there is to it. And as always, you guys have a blessed day, and I hope you come back and watch another video.